taking on the Armadillos of Mexico City.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
That's strong running. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
On the ground, it's the rookie running back out of Miami.
Another big gain that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. Go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, the gain of 3 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
So on 4th down, out is Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is indeed good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 50. Green. Cut.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Over the middle, it's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Green Jack. 33. Yellow. Eagle blue. Cut.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Into the hands of London. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
And this unit knows exactly where they rank. They're number 2 against the pass in the NFL. You know they have their sights set on being number 1, looking for a big game today.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
3rd and 4.
Come on, set. 52 blue, set.
Back to throw here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. Black 40.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Set, hut, hut, hut.
Now back to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
7, Cowboys 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. I've been to the county fair. You don't get a big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play here for Dallas. 46 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up.
A 5-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are once again back in front.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And the lead is now 10-7.
Armadillo 7. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And he'll be brought down just shy of 45. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
1st and 10 at the
19. Come on. Hey. Move it, nice.
They go play action here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Here we go.
2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. 7 Pirates. 79 Broncos.
They'll set up a throw. He'll get this out to Tootin. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
60 Eagles. Ready?
They'll look to throw again. Now he'll tuck this and run. Well, he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. It's their quarterback. his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Come on, set.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 9 now. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
At the 49-yard line.
Set, ready, blue, go. 60 red. 60 red. Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Yellow, ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40. And now an audible here into something else.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to the ground with Robinson. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ready, go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Yellow, 43. Striker, check striker. Set, hut.
They'll drop the throw. Now he's going to step up and run. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Second and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Faster, faster.
He's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Ready.
2nd and 3. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. James Pierce able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Back to 60. Back to 60.
Looking to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Cowboy 80. Shot 60. Shot 60. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
He'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returnable here from the 38. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And they'll bring this one inside the 35. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in the game.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Let's go. Ready, set.
Robinson up the middle.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Tried to get the edge there. The defense just too quick to the ball.
That's what we call total team defense there. Can't get to the edge, no place to move it inside, and then allows everyone else to run to the ball and create a big-time tackle for no gain for the offense.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 black.
They'll set up to throw. He'll try and do this himself. Caught by London. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Here we go. Set. Mega. Mega. Set.
He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Ready, break.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here we go. Hey, go. Ready, ready.
They'll run with Robinson. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Cowboys' 3-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
560. Let's go now.
Robinson again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
1 yard on the play. It's now
10 seconds. 43 rail. Hut.
Oh, he faced a spike. Well, but it's not going to work. He'll go down, and they got him. Now, before they run this fourth down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, they took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 52 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
Shot 60. Warriors 70. 20.
They'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
He'd been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league. Has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more. And throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Set, ready. 10 flat.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Ready, go. Set, cut.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
Red, yellow, 45, ready.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and that should be that.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get it.
And he's across from a touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead now up to 14.
24. Armadillos 10. Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Hut. Set.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Let's go. 60 by 6.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Here we go.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just